Hello, Foxy Finds here, and welcome back to Foxy Shiny Quest. In this week's episode, the Pokemon came to me in waves. I'd go for a while without finding anything, and then, out of nowhere, I'd get shiny after shiny. Let me show you what I found. Dunsparce. One of the Pokemon that didn't have a lot going for it, but I always just kind of liked. Game Freak managed to create the least scary flying and burrowing snake you could possibly imagine. It's got a drill for a tail for burrowing, and it's got wings that are technically able to lift it off the ground, but not for very long. This Pokemon has always been in need of either a power boost or an evolution. Glad Game Freak decided to surprise us on that one. Next up, Miss Magius. This Pokemon is known for its powerful magic. Also with its hat-shaped hair, the flowing robe-like tail, I think. Its robe, arm, hand things. This Pokemon's anatomy is a little confusing, but what's not confusing is it's based off of a witch. Not exactly sure what this, coven is doing here over the water. Maybe they're trying to harness the water for a powerful spell. This Pokemon is known to be able to create very powerful illusions, ones that it can act through and give a physical form. It's even been shown to be able to merge with them. On to Timber. This Pokemon caught me a little off guard. It's not just hard to see, but it was so quickly after the last shiny catch, which already wasn't very long after the previous one. I should really just start expecting a bunch of shinies all in a row. It seems to happen a lot. So this Pokemon carries around with it a beam. It uses this beam as a weapon, and it also uses it to train its strength with. When well trained, this Pokemon is able to swing the beam with precision, strength, and control. Personally, I think this Pokemon's red patches are both clever and a little disturbing. On the one hand, the arm parts look a little bit like a vest that you might see on a construction site for visibility, but the ones on its head and legs are supposed to look like bulging veins from physical exertion. Switching over to Legends Arceus, I found Celio. Just another run-of-the-mill water ice type sea lion. The most notable feature about this Pokemon is its whiskers that are a little bit fan-shaped. They're supposed to have the appearance of a mustache. They really just like taking animals and making them Pokemon without changing too much. Well, this is not the first time that we've seen this ice combination by a long shot, Pokédex-wise. It was a long time after this before we got another water ice type Pokemon. As I was traveling around from outbreak to outbreak, I almost missed the sparkle here. Monferno, in this lighting and distance, really hard to tell it was shiny. Monferno's name is a combination of monkey and inferno, but the colorations on its face tell us it's more based off of a mandrill. Though, unlike mandrills, it has a long tail. It's unknown if mandrills had longer tails, if they would be on fire, so I'll leave that up to you to decide. On to Silcoon, one of the many Cocoon Pokemon. This Pokemon has some contrary information about it. It talks about it not being able to move or not wanting to move, but clearly we can see here that they are quite capable of moving when they want to. Initially, this was shown as having silk coming off of it to anchor it into position, which is similar to what we see in nature. As is typical with most other Cocoon Pokemon, Silcoon has relatively high defense stats and low speed. One of the unique things is that it's white and round. Amusingly, this was similar to Timber in that I found 3 shinies back to back, so I wasn't really expecting to see this one so quickly. Kind of a nice surprise.
Lastly, we had a community day event. This event was for Chansey, but I already had 6 Pokemon for the week, so I decided we'd evolve this one up to Blissey, and Chansey can wait for now. This Pokemon's HP is off the charts, or as close as you can anyway. With a base stat of 255, the average fully evolved Pokemon is only 80, this Pokemon can soak up a lot of damage. Combine that with the fact that it gets a lot of healing moves, and this Pokemon can stall for days, especially if it's against a special attacker. This Pokemon it's an egg. Its signature move is soft boiled. It carries an egg around. It's an egg.
When shiny hunting, sometimes it takes a few hours before you find anything, and other times you find shiny after shiny. That's just the way of the luck. Honestly, I really appreciate outbreaks and community days and events, so it doesn't feel like the Pokemon are just being handed to you, but you don't have to go with the 1 in 4,000 plus odds, or 1 in 8,000 plus odds if you're going in for the older games. I think that it makes sense that shiny Pokemon should be accessible to the general public, but still an accomplishment to find. That's all I have for this week. Join me next time for more shinies. Bye for now, and as always, happy hunting.
It's an egg.